Hello, my name is Dalton Anderson. My family and I have been on many trips, but one I will never forget is Jamaica. Jamaica is a poverty-stricken country that is known for its beauty and amazingly friendly people. The Jamaican economy is mainly made up from tourism, bauxite, and sugar. The country was started in or became a country and gained its independence from Britain August 6, 1962. Jamaicans are very friendly people to the tourists that come in and out, treating them with respect, jokes, and safety. But Jamaica is being such a beautiful place, it is also very nasty due to poverty. The one thing that poverty does for the country is it's not very rich. It's a very poor country, and things are not nice there. The buildings and stuff are very ugly, and they don't seem like they'd be safe. Kind of spooky in a way. But with that being said, it was nothing to be scared of. During the 1970s, Jamaica's government tried to build low income housing, but due to funding, they did not finish, which was shown because some of the houses were not fully built. They seemed like they were just like laid out. But the people there have moved into those shelters and kind of made them a home the best they could, with with the lack of the lack of housing to build it or the lack of instruments to build it. The most of the population lives in the city. One third of Jamaicans live in the capital, which is Kingston, and 90% of the population is descendants from Africa. But now to stop talking about the poverty and how awful the place was for due to that, Jamaica was such a beautiful place. The one thing I noticed when I came out of the cruise line, which is how we got to Jamaica, is it looks like heaven. Honestly, it's like you look when you walk out, you see brightness. It's trees, green trees, blue water. You can see through. You can see all the fish, and the people are just down to earth. They are so sweet, so nice, and so friendly. The cool thing about Jamaicans is their slang. Their slang is probably the best thing that I could get out of. And they always give you sayings to take back home with you, like "yeah, man," and respect. Respect is a big thing for Jamaicans because they want to be shown love and kindness just like any other human being. And I think that comes off of them being such a poverty-stricken country that they want to feel like good, I guess. With safety being an issue because of the poor economy, because yeah, people steal and stuff when it comes to a low life income. The Jamaican guides took very good care of any tourists they had. But I guess the ones, I have many stories to tell about Jamaica, and one of the ones that I am telling right now is when we got off the cruise, we went to pick our excursion, and our excursion for this day was we were going to zip lining. And the cool thing about the zip lining was like we got to actually hang out with Jamaicans and really I guess get to know them. We got to know very few, but I think it was about 10 or so that we actually got to hang out with. The cool thing about them was just they were always just trying to impress us, and I think that was the cool thing because they were never like looking for ways to scam us in a way, because you always have to be careful as a tourist going anywhere doing with scam. And the cool thing about that was the people just like they wanted to be around us. They wanted to make us feel good. They wanted us to enjoy our trip. And Sammy was one of the guides that we had. He said he changed his name because he wanted it to be more of an American name, which was the coolest thing ever. He was it was our bus driver that took us on an hour and a half drive up the mountain to the zip lining place. And Sammy gave us a tour, and he was like telling us where we were going, and probably the funniest guy I've ever met in my life. Um, but the cool thing about it is Jamaica was just such a beautiful place. Like it's surrounded by shoreline, it's or ocean, I guess you could say. Um, Jamaica is an island lifestyle, so it has mountains, trees, shoreline, and great smells. But the cool thing about it is the good vibes. Jamaica was formed when the North American and Caribbean Sea plate tectonics collided about 25 million years ago. Jamaica is a mountainous island surrounded, or that is made up of the Caribbean Sea, surrounded by the Caribbean Sea. Is about 600 miles of the island is Caribbean. And the cool thing about the place was just, it was like once you were outside of the town, nothing was dirty. It was just great. It was, I mean, it was nothing that we get to experience here in America due to, like, I guess the people that we have here, the population, because they don't have a lot of population there, and there's so much ground and so much life. It's just so beautiful there. Um, but yeah, back to the story of once we get off the bus. We get off and we are greeted by Naomi, which she is one of our guides. We have four guides, and one was Rob, Naomi, and I don't remember the one of the third ones, and the fourth one I do not remember the names because Naomi and Rob were our two guides. Um, but being said that, they took very good care of us. We got to go through the zip lines, about 1,000 meters, I think, close to 1,000 on each one. I think one of them, the longest one, was like 1,200 meters, and it was cool all over the flat, just all over the trees, and getting to see everything. Um, being said that, that was probably the coolest thing that I've ever done in my life, just getting to be able to see and hang out and just be out of my comfort zone for once. And there's no comfort in being hung over trees about about 300 feet up, and just if something happened, it happened. But Jamaica is an unforgettable paradise tucked away, and that's one thing that I will tell anybody if they ever ask me. I love it, and I will always go back if I ever have the chance. Thank you.